Okay, so we're back here at the backyard apiary. It's August 10th. I just wanted to do a prelude to my grafting video that Jordan's going to post. I screwed up this year. I rushed it too much. I did my cloak board down here. I still have to switch it back. Right now the cloak board's still, or the board's out, but the bees can get up and down, but they can enter from both sides. But I rushed it so much that when I took out the queen cells that they had started and did my grafting, they didn't graft any because they created some queen cells. So I took those queen cells out. That hive did not get strong enough, and it just got robbed out. And then the queen cells that I developed, they did not develop completely. They didn't have enough royal jelly in them. I had like 20 queen cells, but there was not enough royal jelly, so none of those queens were viable. And so I wasted my time this year, but you can learn from my mistakes, and that's what this video is about. So I'll let you watch the video and make your comments. Much appreciated. Thanks for watching Bee Loft by LipTech. Welcome back, everybody. This is David with Bee Loft by LipTech. We're here in the backyard apiary. It's June 19th, 90 degrees Fahrenheit, 32 degrees Celsius. We're going to just set up this cloak board so the bees so I can do some grafting. What this is a wired queen excluder with the wood frame, and then I just tacked on some trim so I can slide this board in, and that makes it a cloak board. So I'll have the queen down below here, and then I'll have all the brood up top here, and so the nurse bees will move up. Then I'll stick the cloak board in, and I'll have this facing backwards, so then the bees will think they're queenless, and they'll be going in this box here going up, and the queen will be down here. I'll make sure she has plenty of room to lay for a few days, and then after a couple days I'll switch it back, and there'll be a queen rearing hive. So okay, so I did end up finding the queen. She's right there. Let's see if we get a good picture of her. Right there crawling around. I thought I had marked her the one time, but I think they cleaned it off, so I'm not going to mark her again right now, so I don't want to worry about squishing her or hurting her. I'm letting her out right there. Now she's in. Okay, so I put mostly empty frames down below here. Queen is in the box. Then I'm going to take this and I'm going to stick it in here, but I'm going to pull the cloak out. And this is going to cause the bees to use this as an entrance, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this hive around real quick, even it up on the bottom board here real quick. So now the queen is held down below. She can't get up here. Run a little smoke on them here. And then I'm going to take this brood box that I have mostly capped brood in here. There is some open eggs, but I'm not worried about that right now because I'll come back and just crush those, any queen cells they put in. This box is getting a little heavy. Okay, so as you can see here, I got the back entrance sealed off. One bee still trying to hang out there. But then I got all the other bees are still flying in down here where they think the entrance was, which it was. And they're going to move up into here. As you can see, they're starting to fan, and they'll crawl in there. And then on either tomorrow night or Friday morning, I'll stick the cloak board in and make them feel like they're queenless. And then I think Saturday morning I'll do my grafting if weather cooperates. We'll see how it goes. Okay, so it's been about 18 hours or so, and you can see the bees have reorientated to this center of the cloak board. Living a little dangerously here right now. I don't have a bee suit on, just a veil. So we're going to take the cloak board here, and we're going to slowly slide it in here because we don't want to crush these bees. Get it all the way to the back. And all the bees are without an entrance, so These bottom ones we got to release from here. And there they go. So you can see them pouring out now. They'll reorientate to this back side. Some will go to the back to the front, but some will just come out the back side. And then we'll reverse it back and we'll be good. All right, so we're here in the backyard apiary again, checking on our cloak board hive. And we have some queen cells. And I have the Girl Scouts here. I might be able to show them a hive beetle if I can get that in there. But we have 4 queen cells here and 1 over here, and I'm just going to knock those down because I don't want the bees creating their own queens right now. I'm going to do some grafting. And you can see the larvae in there as I ripped them open. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Okay. And I just eliminate those all, and then I'll do some grafting here come Monday or Tuesday, and we'll go from there. We are got to verify there's still no queen cells in this in the cloak hive, and then we're going to grab some eggs, some larvae from this first hive here, and do some grafting. Put the grafts in here. Today's Monday, June 24th, or early evening, and it's 87 degrees, 31 degrees Celsius, and we're going to look in here, make sure we don't have any more queen cells. We'll knock those down, and then we'll get to the larvae and get to grafting. After going through all the frames in here, I did find about 20 queen cells. 2 of them were already capped, so I just crushed them all down, made sure they are now completely, hopelessly queenless. And I'm going to pull some eggs out of here, some larvae, and get those grafted. I'll show you that in a minute. Okay, just to show you the stages of larvae that I'm looking for. This one right next to the cell, right there, is what we're looking for, even up into C shape. And then this one way over here. Get my finger in here. There it is. Right here is too old, and you don't want that one. So I'm going to do 30 of these, and we'll see what we get in the results. Be back with you shortly. You can see how small these are. They're so tiny. And while I was grafting, you can see we got bees emerging, we got bees that have emerged, and they're just crawling around. Now I'm going to go put this back in the hive and put the grafts in. Okay, just wanted to show you the grafting tools I use. There's a German grafting tool, which is kind of like a dental tool, piece of wire, stick down in there. But I've never used one of those. I use the Chinese grafting tool, and it comes in 2 different ways. You have the bamboo style like this, and then you have the plastic like this. I'm not real fond of the plastic. It seems to doesn't seem to work as well as the bamboo. Bamboo seems to have a little more give to it. So what you want to do is, as you're grafting, is you take your tool and you slide it down the side of it. So the little tongue on here, as you can see, it gets bent like that. It goes underneath the larvae, and then you pull the larvae back out, and then you drop it into the cell, and you push the bamboo part down. It's got a little spring on the end here, and that pushes it off into this cell. So we'll see on the outside. We put the grafts back in the hive. Okay, so today's Monday, and I took the graft. Is right here. As you can see, it says graft, and this hive is hopelessly queenless now, so they cannot put create any queens on their own without going to my grafts. And we'll come back in a couple days and check and see how the grafts are taking. I like the way that Corey Stevens does it, where he just waits for a hive that's ready to swarm and he grafts right into that hive. This is a little late in the season here for swarms. It's at the end of June, and we're going to make our splits here in about a week, and put the queen cells in, probably when they're capped, so I'm going to be gone before they emerge during that sensitive time. But so we're back in the backyard apiary, and here's my grafting. I had to regraft because the first one did not take, because I did not clear all the queen cells out. So it looks like we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on the top there. Counting that one right there, might be good or not, I'm not sure. And then down below here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So, but looks like they're doing all right. We'll see how it takes. You know, we still have another week before they emerge, but much better the second time that I cleared out all the queen cells. So here we are in the backyard apiary. It's the last day of June, so June 30th, 2024, and we're getting back in the hive here for the grafting with the cloak board, see how everything went. The first time I checked, I did not have a good take, so I had 0 because I didn't clear all the queen cells out. So what I did is the queen cells I did find, I took out of here, and I did these two frame nukes. You can see we got bees down here. I took a brood, and the bees that were on it in each side. This one I decided to feed, and I got this feeder on here, and they're doing pretty good. This one had plenty, the other one had more honey in. So I'll back to you shortly and see how it went. Today's July 7th, 85 degrees Fahrenheit, 29 degrees Celsius. We have the 3 hives doing really well, and we're going in here today to take the grafts out and transfer the queen cells into the queen castle, and the 4/4 hives that we're going to start them out as a 4 base, and then hopefully add a second box on top of them, and then hopefully finish them with a 3rd box before winter. We'll see how it goes. Okay, so this here is our queen castle. It's got 4 separate sections with a feeder on them. I have some foundation started, pinched in between the frames. Nope, this one's falling out, but I'm going to leave it there on the side anyways. I don't care. Actually, no, I'm going to move that, make sure it's in the middle, because I don't want the bees drawing some wonky, crazy comb. So we're just going to stick that right in the middle here and squeeze that together, let them draw that out. So I'll throw some bees in here, put a queen cell in, put a feeder on top, probably give them a little pollen patty, see how it goes. And then these other ones over here, I have 2 frames of honey, one on this side and one on that side. And then the entrances here, squeeze this back together. The entrances here are divided by this plastic divider here. You got a green and a blue side, and then of course green and blue on the other side too, because it's divided here. So we'll see how it turns out. This will be the second time trying to use it, but the first time I used it, the bees just absconded and nothing really happened. But this time I got some comb, I got some brood in the first hive, and we'll see how it goes. Okay, so I think I had a complete failure this year with this process. All my grafts, if you look at these, we have 16 queen cells, but when you look at the cells here, there is no royal jelly up here in the top. Nothing at all in these cells. I looked in one cell, and the queen should be ready to emerge in like 2 days, and they are underdeveloped. And so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to just do some walkaway splits here, take eggs from all these hives, put them in these 4/4 boxes, try it in the queen castle over there and see how it turns out. But yeah, I don't think these cells are going to work for me, and we'll just go from there. Be back with you shortly. Okay, so what I thought was a complete disaster of grafting, we had we had the two mini nukes here. The one on the right was facing the back direction and was full of beetle larvae, but it had a queen. The one on the left has emerged cells, low bees, no beetle larvae. So I put it on top of this box. I put the queen in the box below and put their entrance right down there. So hopefully they will go in there, right down there. Currently they're holding up right here because they recognize the other box. So I'm hoping they will go down there. I threw the queen in there with some other bees that I had taken from the other boxes. But the amount of beetles was just horrendous going on here. Today's July 14th, about 9:30 a.m. in the backyard apiary. 79 degrees Fahrenheit, 26 degrees Celsius. We are going to do a quick examination on these mating nukes I set up. I don't think I had good success this year. I didn't see any extra royal jelly in the queen cups as I made the queen, so I'm going to just check them real quick. Whatever didn't make it, didn't make it. It's a learning experience. I know my problem was probably I didn't have enough nurse bees in the hive, and when I originally set this up, I had some queen cells that I didn't knock down soon enough, and so they might have been all wore out by then. So, but we're going to check into these and we'll get back to you shortly here. Okay, so the first one we're going to get into is this two framer, which I don't think I put a queen cell in. I had a queen cell in here, but it was from the frame that had their own queen cell, which I was fine with that. Made a quick split out of that and then tried to graft. So let's see if there's anything in here yet. We got some good bees. See if we spot a queen real quick. Yeah, a good amount of honey, a good amount of bees. It's only been, it's probably been about 8 or 9 days since the queen emerged. So, and there were queen cells that looks like they did pop open. So, yep, we got a queen right there. See her right there? So this is great news. I'm just going to put her back in here for now. That's good. It's a good sign. So it's exciting. And last week, when I had the other two framer, I found I just dropped my pen. I found a queen that I dumped out. It's the one that had all the beetle larvae in it. And I put that queen down below here. I'm hoping that the bees all merge together successfully. And we'll see what happens here. So on cells they made themselves, I've got 2 for 2 on queens there. On the cells that I transplanted, or at least queens that emerged and survived to begin with. Like I said, I don't know if the queen survived in here when I put her in here. That's not a good sign. Hive, a wax moth on top. But we'll check in here. I took some brood and stuck them in these, and hoping that the bees stuck around and we got something out of it, but I'm not expecting a lot. Yeah, looks like we got some beetle larvae. Yep, they're emerging, coming out. So I'm gonna have to go freeze this frame. That's not good. So I'm gonna shake the bees off of here. This isn't strong enough to protect that. So we did have an emerge queen cell right there. Did emerge. So I'd hate to combine these right now, but I'm gonna have to put an empty frame in here. Otherwise, I'm gonna end up with too many hive beetles. I just took 2 of those frames out that were full of beetle larvae, and that's not going to be good. But it is what it is. Hopefully it can last until Friday when I come back again to get in the backyard here. I'll be gone all week. And Anita will not be getting in the bees, I doubt. So maybe I can talk Jordan into it when she's here for a little bit. And oh, this is not good. So I got a feeder over here. And looks like the bees have gotten into the top of it. Well, let me get my frame rest. I'm just going to get this is the one I put the queen in here, hoping that she'd combine. We'll see if she's in here. Oh, I have another queen cell. I got to get this frame out first. Let's see what's going on in here. Okay, we got some nectar up here and there, but it looks like we got a lot of bees that have drowned in the feeder. Get this feeder out of here. Oh yeah, it's a full feeder too. We got a lot of bees that drowned for some reason. You can see them. See them there. See them there floating. Unfortunately, so I'm going to go have to dump this somewhere. I'm going to set it off to the side for the moment. Come back and dump that later. Let's open this up here. They accepted the queen that I found in here. I also have a queen cell right here. Let's see what happened here. Yeah, it's got a hole in it. Didn't emerge. Yeah, that's a failed cell. So I don't know if we had a queen emerge in there or not. I should say we didn't have a queen emerge. This is just an empty frame. We don't have too many bees in here. Kind of dwindled down for some reason. I was hoping those other bees would go in here, but I don't know what happened to them. Maybe they just went into the other hives. Like I said, there's some frustrating things in beekeeping. That's one of them. I'm not seeing the queen in here now. This is probably going to be a failed hive too. Oh, there's a beetle. That's not good. Let's see if I can get rid of that. There we go. Squashed. Got a lot of nectar in here, but yeah, I'm gonna have to put a empty frame in there. I don't think they made it. So here we are in our queen castle. I said last year I tried to do this and didn't work out. This year I don't think it's going to work out either, for the fact that I don't think I had a good graft. Let's see, we got some ants up top here. Oh yeah, lots of ants in the feeder. Got some earwigs. So let's just see what we got. Honey frame I had in here. Yeah, there's no bees in here. So that's a failed side. And oh yeah, we got beetle larvae. This is the one that had the queen cells on it. But yeah, this is a complete failure. That's got to go. Beetles in here. That's not good. So we got beetles. Yeah, that's a bad. Bad day for beetles right now. Looks like I'm doing a better job of creating beetles than bees here in the backyard. Yep, nothing there. There's a... let's check this queen cell. Looks like it did have an emergence, but it's not enough bees. I gotta load these up with more bees in the spring. So, yep, there's another hive beetle or beetle larvae there. You can see another beetle. So I'm gonna go stick this in a bag, stick in the freezer. I like to, be honest with everybody and show what's going on. And this was a complete failure for me this year. Again, it's my 10th year of beekeeping, and so I should have known better, but didn't work out. Oh, look at that. We got a queen cell stuck to the lid as I pulled that sugar feeder out. They're still up. There's a hive beetle in there, a couple of them. And it looks like it did emerge, but there are no bees in here either, so maybe it just got devoured. Oh, nice big, oh, no, that's just a dead bee. Oh, yep, more beetle larvae. Look at that, just bad. So, failed experiment this year, so I'll just clean this up and get back to it in the spring. Throw this in the bag too. I'll freeze these out. Look in this hive real quick. See if any of these queen cells emerged. If they did, then maybe later I can make a split, because I still have a queen in the bottom here. All these cells have been, this one's being torn down. They're all emerged, except for this one here. This one's got a hole in the side of it. Maybe this one does too. Let me get on the, oh yeah. So these have been tore out. So let me shake these bees down. So they don't want these queen cells. That's good. And I'm going to let this go for another week and come back and see if we find a queen. If it doesn't work out, I'll just pull that cloak board and drop these bees back down. But yeah, they're looking really good. I mean, of course, we're not going to have any, I don't hope for eggs, but I don't see any. No eggs on that. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to just slide this frame over. Go get another frame, and I'm going to put this feeder back in here and see if I can get them to draw some comb. Put this in the middle here. I'll put another frame right here. Sunday, July 21st, 82 degrees Fahrenheit, 28 degrees Celsius. We're going to be checking into this 2-frame nuke and check these 4 framers below. I think this one was no good. This one might have a queen in it. We'll see how it turns out. And then I got to get rid of this cloak board out of this middle hive here. So I got to see if they have a queen in here. If they don't, then I'm just going to pull the cloak board and let them recombine. I did find the queen in this 2-frame nuke. Let me bring this back out real quick. We do have brood. I'm going to pull this frame up here. This is the frame I just had the queen on. Hopefully she's still here. We can see her. Make sure she didn't venture off. Nope, she ventured off. I marked her. Got a nice dot. Oh, there she is. You can see her right there. So she moved pretty quick over these 2 frames. And this frame is full of eggs. Lots of eggs there. So let's put her back in. I'm going to squish her. So I'm going to leave her alone at the moment. Yep, we got beetle larvae in here. Not what we want. I have to freeze these frames. So, yeah, this is just decimated, you can see. See that? It's horrible. So we'll freeze these frames. I'm gonna have to get a plastic bag for those. But this is what happens when you don't have a good graft and you try to rush things. I'll show you here. You can see all those beetle larvae. It's just horrible, all in there. So I'm gonna check the other side and see how that side's doing, and then get this cleaned up, get it swapped out. So I can't have all these beetles. Oh, this is just awful. Nope. We got beetle larvae down here. Not good. So we'll freeze that frame. What I need to do is pull this out. Take these beetles over to the fire pit. Make sure they don't drop onto the ground here. I don't want them getting to the ground and reproducing. So let's just pop this box off too. Got ants. There's a full beetle. So I'm going to take these over to the fire pit. We're going to get these beetles burnt up. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this 2-framer, stick it in here with this empty comb, an empty drawn comb right here. Then I have foundation, and of course the 2 frames here. Things around. We're going to leave this side empty, which will be okay. And we're just going to build this up, and I'm probably going to end up combining this queen in a couple weeks. Here's our queen. So I'm going to stick her right in here. There she is. Now she'll have a whole empty frame. These bees will emerge in about 10 days. It takes 21 days for new workers to emerge. And we have some on that frame, and we have these capped ones here. So we got a little ring of pollen. I'm going to stick this right in here. I'm going to go get a beetle trap to add to this frame. And I'm going to put a jar feeder on top, and I'm going to give them some pollen, small amount of pollen patty right on top. So I'm going to leave this other side empty. Probably put a piece of tape across the entrance and across the top here, just to make sure nothing builds a home in there. Okay, so now we're going to get in the cloak board hive. If I find a queen up here, that's excellent. I'll get another bottom board and split the hive. But as of right now, there is a queen down here below. I'm hoping that there is a queen up above, just because I'd like to have another queen so I can do some combines later. But like I said, my grafting this year was a complete failure, and I am showing that, even though I don't want to, but that's what happens when you rush things. If there's any brood down here. If not, might have gone laying worker here. I do have some brood. But that's okay. I have laying worker because, like I said, I just pull the cloak board, recombine these, and they'll adapt to the old queen. This hive has gone laying workers, which looks like they just started, because I should see fresh brood if there was a queen along with those capped cells, but I think it's just bees in desperation. And I'll fix this for next year. I'll definitely do a better grafting job next year. Yeah, this is just nothing but pollen on this frame, so. Okay. So, in about 2 weeks or so, I'll straighten this hive out. with the new hive over there. Actually, let me go get a piece of newspaper before I pull that cloak board out. Okay, so I took the cloak board out, found a few hive beetles, but they had sealed it in pretty good. And I'm going to slide these bees off of here. I'm going to put this hive back together. Okay, so in a couple days I'll come back, I'll pull this newspaper out, turn the hive back around, get the let the queen move up. The bees will be stronger for winter, and I'll get everything reorganized for winter here in the next couple weeks. Oh, need my inner cover. There we go. So thanks for watching Bee Loft by Liptak. We'll see you on the next video. Much appreciated.